I hope you guys are enjoying working with Python modules. So right now, we are only left with a tiny machine learning project. And by the way, this video is not a complete machine learning course, or upcoming video is not a machine learning course. It is just to give you the taste of how you can use ChatGPT to even build your machine learning model, even to build your artificial intelligence model on your customized data. We're going to use the same data that we are using so far, the cars data set that we are using so far. So we're going to use the same data in order to create a machine learning model, in order to create an artificial intelligence model. And this artificial intelligence model will predict the price of the car, right? How it actually works, how machine learning actually works. Let me define it theoretically very shortly, okay? So machine learning works on the principle of how human works, how human learns actually. How do we learn about new things? For example, how a 5-year-old kid learns that, okay, fine, this is a giraffe and this is an elephant and this is a dog. How a kid learns. Maybe we'll go into the park or a zoo, we'll show the kid, hey look, it's a cat. Hey look, there's another cat. That's a dog. What are we basically doing? We are feeding some data to the mind of the kid. We are saying that, hey look, this is a cat. So we are feeding the data about cat. So kid will look towards cat, kid will observe some features about the cat. Kid will say, okay, fine, anything with 4 legs and a tail is a cat, right? Later on, kid will say, hey, look, dad or mom, that's a cat. They'll say, no, it's a dog. Kid will say, okay, fine. So anything with 4 legs and a tail is not always going to be a cat. So 4 legs and a tail and a shorter height is going to be a cat. 4 legs and a tail and with comparatively higher height is going to be a dog. Something like that. Kid will extract some features out of everything. And the moment we'll start feeding more and more data to the kid, the learning of the kid will keep increasing, right? And there will be a time that kid will be master of let's say not predicting, but master of guessing if it is a cat or if it is a dog, if it is a giraffe or elephant, right? Now, if I want to know if this kid has learned good enough or not, I'll go to a new place. For example, if I'm going to the same park, same zoo every day, the kid has memorized, okay, on this cage we have giraffe, on this cage we have other animals or stuff like that. So then if I want to test the knowledge of the kid, I'll go to a new place, right? And at the new place, I'll ask, what is this? Now I'm not feeding any data. I'm asking about the data. What is it? So I'm asking about the feature. I'm giving the features to the kid and asking the kid to tell me the label of this particular object. So kid will tell me if it is giraffe or elephant or whatever it is. Now, if at this new place where I'm testing the kid after the training, if at this new place during testing, kid will be able to recognize these objects correctly, then I'll say yes, learning is done correctly, right? This is the procedure. Same goes out in machine learning. I'll feed a lot of data to machine learning model during training. This is called training data set, right? I'll divide my data set into 2 parts, training part and testing part. Usually 80% of the data is called training part, 20% of data is called testing part. So I'll hide this 20% of data in order to test the model later on. And the 80% of data will be used as training. I'll say, hey, look at this data and train yourself. If the year of car is this, these many kilometers are driven, this is the mileage, and this is blah, 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 then this much should be the price, right? And by doing this, I'll be feeding roughly 6,000 records to machine learning. Now, after reading these 6,000 records, machine learning agent or artificial intelligence agent should be intelligent enough that later on, if I'll say, hey, this is the year of the car, this is the mileage, this is how many kilometers it is driven, tell me the price, right? It should be able to do that. But once training is done, then I'll pick up the testing data set, the 20% of data that I hide over there, right? I will only pass the features to the machine learning model. I will not tell machine learning model about the price. I'll only tell the features, year, mileage, kilometer driven, and all these things. And I'll see if this model will tell me the correct price or not. how will I find if it is telling me the correct price or not? Because I already have the correct price with me in 20% data set, right? So I'll match the predictions of the model with the 20% of the data that I already have. If these predictions match in good manners, I'll say yes, training is done correctly. Otherwise, training has to be done again. That is called machine learning. In short, that is called artificial intelligence. In short, where we train the model, we feed a lot of data to the model, and later on, we test it on some hidden data, and we evaluate it over there, and if this model is working fine or not. You have to remember these lines, these steps that I defined. Training, first of all, splitting the data, then training the data, then testing the data, evaluating it, and once the model is good enough, then making predictions on the data. And yeah, again, we are not going to write code by ourselves. We are going to ask ChatGPT to write the code, and then we are going to learn that code step by step, that what is being done inside each step and what is the outcome. Let's see how it works.